Hi there. This is going to be sort of a before and after the frost video. So I'm just going to try and take some video from some set points in a couple of spots around the farm, just to kind of show before and after, especially here. This is the TPS plot, and you can see we've got a lot of green plants here. So they're basically, regionally, they're calling for a low of 33 degrees Fahrenheit, which is right around 0 degrees Celsius, just above. And usually in that situation, we get 6 or 7 degrees cooler. In a radiant, it's going to be one of those radiant cooling frosts. So we're in a frost pocket, so the cold air will drain down to us from 3 different directions. So we tend to get much colder on nights like that. And so we tend to have earlier and later frosts. But you know, this year I cannot complain because our last frost in the spring was in, I think, the 2nd week of May, when it's normally in the 1st week of June. So we got like 15 to 20 days there. And then now here it's the middle of October and we haven't had a frost until tonight. And so we've had almost like a month of extra growing season than what we typically can get. So we've also had twice as much rain as we typically get. So anyway, here's the plot, the TPS plot, and this is before. Here's the seedling plot. So this is going to be an interesting row to look at in, you know, about an hour when the sun hits. You know, the sun's coming, it should be here. When the frost burns off, melts, and see what the condition this row is at. Because this is stuff that's descended from CIP 396286-7. I've been saying it wrong. I've been saying 386286-7. This is, anyway, blah, blah, blah. It's a frost tolerant, or vine frost tolerant line. And so we might be able to see some vine frost resistance in some of these seedlings, maybe. And also that SG seedling over there, because this 396286-7 is possibly one of the parents of the big the SG cross plant there. I think I took the other footage from over here. So yeah, here's the big SG plant. We'll see. Honestly, I'm really glad to see all these vines frosted. Well, this is the CIP, that number. There's still some green foliage, but I wouldn't say that this constitutes frost resistance. These are pretty badly injured. That one's not bad. What's this one? Where's this coming from? I think this was just more that where it was protected from frost by other. Did I just see a berry? I did. You think that guy's still alive? I think he is. I think he's okay. Yeah. I don't know. Pretty devastating. Well, now we can start digging these and doing all kinds of fun potato reveals, huh? Yeehaw. So let's go look at the big plant. I don't think it survived worth a darn. Here's some diploids that had really thick foliage. See, it was just protected by other foliage. See, under there? Interesting. Like right here. Had other foliage on top, and then this stuff underneath didn't get frosted. Interesting. So that's, I mean, there's still live foliage here on this one too, see? But I think it's all just because I had all this foliage piled on top of itself, trying to pick the berries that other day. So, yeah. It's raining again. It's supposed to get clear as a bell and frosty. But it's raining like hell right now. So this is the main patch of potatoes. I'm standing in the northwest corner, and this is before the frost. And here is the main potato plot, and this should finish them off for the most part. Finally, you can see how leafy and green this thing is, even in the frost, and I need these vines dead to harden up the skin so I can finally start digging these potatoes. So one thing I've learned from communicating with Bill Whitson is that most of these tubers are from blight resistant lines, most of these clones that I have here that I've selected, and that's just you know, Sarpomira descendants and Tolokon descendants and stuff. And blight resistance apparently is highly correlated with late maturity. So because I was using a bunch of parent material that was blight resistant, I was also using a bunch of really late season parent material. So I need to start branching out into earlier season non-blight resistant stuff, just so my whole tuber plot doesn't look like this. You know, I should have like earlies and mid seasons already harvested and be, you know, have more potatoes to eat earlier in the season, other than just, you know, seedling tubers. So yeah. So here we are in the big house. You can see this is the sun golds and our slicer tomatoes. These might make it in here, but they might not. I mean, stuff, the further away from the ground you are in the high tunnel, the less frost protection I feel like these tunnels give you. And so this stuff that's really tall, like, it would really not shock me at all if there was a lot of frost, if like a lot of these were dead in the morning, or if depending on how hard of the frost it gets, this could all be black tomorrow. It's really tough to say. We are going to cover the peppers in the back over there. We're not going to bother covering the shishitos because we're done with them. But yeah, I mean, I picked these pretty hard. I didn't get this little section right here, but I harvested several flats of tomatoes out of here. So goodbye, sun golds. See you next year. Okay, so here we are inside the high tunnel. You can see this is basically everything up above about a foot off the ground that wasn't under the row cover has been frosted. So everything in here that, except for those tomatoes under the row cover, I just screw this. So I just wanted to briefly say how happy I am with my Musa basjoo plant. I've been meant to do this a little earlier, but it's actually grown 1, 2, 3. You can see There's one more pup right here. 4 pups. And it's like maybe 8 inches around down here at the base near the soil. And it's gonna frost, and so this is kind of the crowning glory. I think I'm gonna harvest the leaves off just because I do want to. I've been holding off, but yeah. So muchas gracias to Esoteric Agriculture for giving me this. And I did plop the other one in the ground, and it started to grow well again too, but it was going backwards and now it's going forward, so hopefully that one will survive the winter. Hopefully they'll both survive the winter. So yeah, I'll take a picture tomorrow. And here's the Musa basjoo. What you're looking at here, I actually harvested off these leaves ahead of the frost because I wanted to make tamales. I wanted to give it a shot, and so I was like, I'm not gonna let the frost kill them. I'm gonna cut them off and cook with them, and that was awesome. That was just so much fun. They're so delicious and so different in a way from, you know, corn husk tamales. I like them both, but so now we're just gonna, you know, winterize the basjoo, and hopefully I can keep this plant alive with all 4 of the pups that are up out of the ground, and then this guy hopefully will come back, but that won't be until probably next June, so we'll see. But yeah, maybe I'll splice in some photos of tamales, and more to come. I think I'm gonna just fill this whole row. All I got is crap. There used to be some herbs that I had in here, and it's all just dock and stuff. Just fill this whole row in with bananas, you know. Have a 50-foot row of Musa basjoo. Okay, so this is house number 2, which is pretty much just eggplant, although way over there in the corner is, we can go over there, although it looks like my battery's about to run out. Way over here in the corner is my jalapenos, which we've harvested a lot of jalapenos. And I tried to leave this little section. I didn't harvest these guys because I was trying to get some to ripen so that I could make some chipotle peppers, smoke some chipotle peppers, and no joy. I have not harvested a single pepper, and I have harvested so many. You know, when you harvest your jalapenos, they just pump them out, you know. And so the total production off these plants that I haven't harvested is going to be kind of small, you know, but like, you need the right variety for chipotles, and I don't know what it is, and it's been hard to get that information. I'm gonna try some other stuff, but if anybody knows like what the right variety is of jalapeno for making red, for getting quick red ripe jalapenos so that you can smoke them to make chipotles, I would really like to know what that is. But the rest of this, avert your eyes from the disaster that is that hip board. I gotta rebuild all my high tunnels, which I'm sure you might have noticed in some of the other videos. The skeletons that are house number 3 and 4, which I was supposed to put the plastic on real quick in April. That didn't happen. Oh, this one, this one should have gotten picked. No, that's not ready. What about that one? There isn't one there. Sometimes, you know, you see imaginary eggplants. You can see there's the Turkish, and then we got 2 bins of the regular eggplant. Jalapenos, tomatillos. So tomatillos are out in the field. But yeah, so there's 2 of my high tunnels with summer crops in. But here's a little peek inside the eggplant house. You can see I got all kinds of row cover over that. So we'll go in there after the frost burns off and see what we got. I think they'll be okay. So here's a peek in the eggplant house. I went in there and checked on things, and actually things came through, except for right in the corner here, things came through perfectly with no trouble. So that's great, because these are actually still pumping them out. So yeah, I hope this video is interesting. A little bit of a tour of the devastation. Thank you very much for watching.